Good Erev Shabbos, everybody. Right before Rosh Hashanah, we're faced with Netzavim Vayeilech. And within it, there's some key points that really bring home the ideas that we should focus on as we get closer to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And so within the Psukim, we read the following. It tells us that the mitzvah, ki ha-mitzvahs azos asher anochi mitzavecha hayom, that the mitzvos are lo niflesi mimcha v'lo rachokihi, that it's not far from us, it's not hidden from us, it's right there. It's not a different place. It's right next to us. It's not in the skies, and we're going to say who's going to go and bring it to us. But there's a machlokes between Rashi and the Ramban on these psukim, on how to interpret it. Rashi says this refers to the Torah, and the Ramban says it refers to tshuva. I'd like to think about both these ideas for a second. You know, when it comes to tshuva, the Gemara tells us this remarkable story of Reish Lakish. The Gemara in Gittin tells us that Reish Lakish was a bandit, or a gladiator. There's a question whether he's a gladiator or a bandit, but he was involved in theft and so on, and he had no direction in his life. And he meets Rav Yochanan, who becomes later his chavrusa. That you always have Reish Lakish and Rav Yochanan, and that what Rav Yochanan was able to do to Reish Lakish to make him a great person was to give him a vision of what he could possibly be. And by just seeing that vision, by just having a purpose, a means to go, a goal to go to, just that purpose allowed him to change, to become great. You know, so often in life, people walk around aimlessly, and I'm about to show you a video saying this exact thing from Arnold Schwarzenegger, of all people. I'm going to put this in the video. But so often, when it comes to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and all the different chagim, people just go through the motions. And in their life, people go through the motions. They go through their job. They don't have necessarily a vision of where they want to go in life. And in order to start the idea of change, in order to really hope that next year is going to be better, you have to have a vision of where you want to go, because you can't get there if you don't ever think about where is it? What is the end goal that I want to go to? And that's what it tells us. We read it constantly. We see it in Lachadot, that when Hashem created the world, so first he had the idea, and then he went out and created it. First it was the idea, and then the world came from that idea. But you first need the end vision of it, and then you could go. And that's what the Ramban saying, that and Rashi saying, it's from the Psukim, that whether it's Torah or whether it's tshuva, no matter what the idea is, you need to have it's all next to you. You need to have the vision, and then you have to go and get it. Go run out and try to get it. And it's not something that you can't get to. You see great rabbis, but anybody could be a rabbi. You just have to put your mind to it. And if you put your mind to the idea, then you can make it happen. This week, we want to say a special mazel tov to Simcha Goldstein, Steve Goldstein, who lives in the Woodlands, who got smicha. And how did he get smicha? It's amazing. What he did is he went back, after he retired from his job, and he decided that he's going to start learning. And he learned, and he was able to get smicha. He had a goal that he wanted to accomplish, and he fulfilled the goal, and he got to the goal. And that anybody could do that. Everybody, you need the goal, and you need the dedication just to try to keep moving and moving and a step forward and a step forward. It's not going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. If it's worthwhile, it's not going to be easy. But if you put one foot in front of the other, then you could reach that goal. And that, I'd like to wish you a good Shabbos, and I'm going to leave you with this video from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, You drift around and you never end up anywhere. I mean, as you know, I was born in 1947 in Austria after the Second World War. So I was very fortunate that I stumbled onto my vision. And I didn't really like Austria when I grew up. I couldn't wait to get out of there. I couldn't see myself becoming a farmer or a worker in a factory or anything like that. Even though my parents wanted me to stay there and have a normal life. But that was their vision, not mine. My vision was totally different. I felt that I was born for something special, for something unique, for something big. Then one day I went to school. I remember I was 11 years old, and they showed a documentary about America. And there they showed in this documentary the huge skyscrapers, the high-rises, the huge bridges, the 6-lane freeways, and all of this stuff. And I said to myself, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be around here with these little farmhouses and these little buildings. I want to be in America. One day after school, I walked by a store in Graz. So I went inside and I looked around, and then I saw a magazine. I saw a bodybuilding magazine that had Reg Park on the cover. Reg Park was then a 3-time Mr. Universe. And I saw him on the big screen as Hercules. I read that and I said to myself, wow, this is the blueprint for my life. This is exactly what I want to do. I want to become a bodybuilding champion just like Reg Park. I want to get into movies just like Reg Park. And I want to make millions of dollars and be rich and famous just like Reg Park. Do you know how great it felt that I knew where I was going? Imagine the majority of people don't know where they're going. I knew where I was going, that I'm going to become this bodybuilding champion just like him. So it was just a question of how do you do it? I was so relieved, because when you have a goal, when you have a vision, everything becomes easy. So people always ask me, when they saw me in the gym in the pumping iron days, they say, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality. Every single set that I do, every repetition, every weight that I lift will get me a step closer to turn this goal into reality. So I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound squat. I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound bench press. I couldn't wait to do another 2,000 reps of sit-ups. I couldn't wait for the next exercise. At the age of 20, I went to London and I won the Mr. Universe contest as the youngest Mr. Universe ever. And it was because I had a goal. So let me tell you something, visualizing a goal and going after it makes it fun. You got to have a purpose no matter what you do in life. You got to have a purpose.